HowExpert 5-Minute Book Summary. The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing by Ries and Trout. The 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing is a book by Ries and Trout that outlines principles for effective marketing strategies. Here's a detailed summary of these 22 laws. 1. The Law of Leadership. It's better to be first in the mind of your customers than to be the first in the marketplace. Being a pioneer or a category leader can help you establish a dominant position. 2. The Law of the Category. If you can't be first in a category, create a new category where you can be first. Define a unique niche to dominate. 3. The Law of the Mind. It's not what you think, it's what your customers think. Perceptions in the minds of consumers are more important than the actual features of your product or service. 4. The Law of Perception. Marketing is not a battle of products, it's a battle of perceptions. How your product is perceived is more important than its actual qualities. 5. The Law of Focus. The most powerful concept in marketing is owning a word in the prospect's mind. Focus on a single, distinct attribute or benefit in your marketing. 6. The Law of Exclusivity. Two companies cannot own the same word in the prospect's mind. Differentiate your brand or product to avoid direct competition. 7. The Law of the Ladder. The strategy depends on which rung you occupy on the ladder. Recognize your position and build your marketing strategy accordingly. 8. The Law of Duality. In the long run, every market becomes a two-horse race. Competition often boils down to two primary players. 9. The Law of the Opposite. If you're shooting for second place, your strategy is determined by the leader. Be different, not better, than the leader to challenge their position. 10. The Law of Division. Over time, a category will divide and become two or more categories. Anticipate this division and adjust your strategy accordingly. 11. The Law of Perspective. Marketing effects take place over an extended period. Maintain a long-term perspective in your marketing efforts. 12. The Law of Line Extension. There is an irresistible pressure to extend the equity of the brand. Be cautious about diluting your brand by extending it into unrelated areas. 13. The Law of Sacrifice. To get into the mind, you must give up a position in the mind. Sacrifice secondary attributes to focus on what's most important. 14. The Law of Attributes. For every attribute, there is an opposite effective attribute. Identify the attributes your competitors are ignoring and utilize them. 15. The Law of Candor. When you admit a negative, the prospect will give you a positive. Acknowledge weaknesses honestly and use them to your advantage. 16. The Law of Singularity. In each situation, only one move will produce substantial results. Focus on the most critical factor. 17. The Law of Unpredictability. Unless you write your competitors' plans, you can't predict the future. Adapt to changing circumstances and be flexible. 18. The Law of Success. Success often leads to arrogance, and arrogance to failure. Stay humble and keep listening to your customers. 19. The Law of Failure. Failure is to be expected and accepted. Learn from your failures and use them as stepping stones to success. 20. The Law of Hype. The situation is often the opposite of the way it appears in the press. Be cautious of exaggerated claims and hype. 21. The Law of Acceleration. Successful programs are not built on fads but on trends. Identify and capitalize on long-term trends. 22. The Law of Resources. Without adequate funding, an idea won't get off the ground. Allocate resources wisely to support your marketing strategies. These 22 laws provide a framework for effective marketing strategies and positioning in a competitive marketplace, helping businesses create strong brands and resonate with their target audience. HowExpert publishes how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more.